What is going on, Jet fans? Matt O'Leary back with another video. In today's video, I want to give a little bit of an OTA preview. Off-season training activities are starting today for the New York Jets. You got some stuff this week, and then in June, and then it's ramp it up for training camp in July. So yes, it's only, helmets and shorts or, t-shirt and short. I get it. I know we're still a ways from like actual real football, but this is what it is right now. I'm excited about it, so let's hop into it. So Zach Rosenblatt, who covers the New York Jets for The Athletic, was looking at potential like roster battles or positional battles to watch for with OTA starting. So I kind of wanted to go through the ones that he listed and just talk through them because he's right. The Jets do have, while their roster is really good and it's for the most part pretty much set, there are some battles and tweaks that could be made with the current set. So the first one listed here is slot receiver between Malachi Corley and Xavier Gipson. So this is going to be a really interesting one to watch. Now, my initial gut says that Malachi Corley is going to be the one who is getting the reps and getting that opportunity. But if you remember from the offseason, what was that, 2 years ago now in 2022, they usually like to bring rookies on very, very, very slowly. It took until about August for Sauce Gardner to be a starter, and Garrett Wilson was not a starter in week 1 in 2022. His first big game was week 2 of that season. But in week 1, Lawrence Cager was catching passes for the New York Jets. I'm not saying that's the right way to go about it, but just in the past, the New York Jets tend to go a little bit slow with these guys. I'm wondering if that carries over with Malachi Corley and if they're going to give Gipson the nod there in the slot. I would hope not. Nothing against Xavier Gipson, but I just like Malachi Corley's talents a little bit more. I think he could have a bigger impact on the 2024 team, and Aaron Rodgers really likes Malachi Corley, and he likes Gipson too. We spoke very highly last offseason about Gipson and Brownlee, especially during training camp, but Malachi Corley is going to be, I think, an important guy on this team, so I hope they don't try to get too cute with him, and I hope they give him the reps that I think he needs. Like, he's a rookie. He should use this time to get reps with the ones and get acclimated and getting his timing down and all those things. So I hope we see more of Malachi Corley in this. Another notable one is, who's the backup running back? Is it Braylon Allen? Is it Isaiah Davis? Is it Izzy Abanikanda? Now, if I had to guess, I think Braylon Allen is the best of that crop, and I think he does the best job complementing Breece Hall. But something that Izzy Abanikanda offers that's really different than both Allen and Davis is his breakaway speed and his elusiveness. Like Allen and Davis, they are just going to run you over, which is fine. You need backs like that, but Izzy is that more prototypical West Coast style of back, and the Jets are going away from that a little bit. I don't know if it's enough to not have Abanikanda on the roster. I think he makes it still. They're asking me to guess right now who ends up being RB2. Braylon Allen is probably going to be my guess. And by the way, he looked fantastic in the rookie showcase thing they do with the NFLPA, rocking the number 0 in the Jets' new uniforms. 10 out of 10. Things you love. What about some of the other wide receivers who may be fighting for roster spots? Irv Charles, Jason Brownlee, Tyler Harrell, and Marcus Riley. Harrell and Riley are UDFAs. We'll see if they make some noise. Last year, it was Brownlee and Gipson who showed out and ended up making the roster. Irv Charles, I think, is a lock to make this team because he's a special teamer. He was a gunner and kind of filled in for Justin Hardy last year when Hardy missed some time and got banged up. So I think Charles makes it just for that, but Brownlee, apparently, we talked about it yesterday, the Rich Cimini article. The Jets are already hyping up the Jason Brownlee train. Choo-choo, it's coming through. They're hyping him up. Roster guy number 53. Robert Saleh loves him, but I think Irv definitely makes it of that next three, I think Brownlee has the best chance, but I don't think it's even a lock that they're going to carry 7 wide receivers. That's what it would take in order for Jason Brownlee to make this team, I think. We'll see what they end up deciding to do there, but nothing locked in stone. How about number 3, tight end, Zach Kuntz versus Kenny Yeboah, both very, very different. We'll see which one ends up getting the final spot. So Yeboah is kind of just a core special teamer. He's been here a long time now with the New York Jets. It was an undrafted free agent, special teamer, loved by the staff. Zach Kuntz was a 7th round draft pick from last year. Athletic freak, more of a pass catcher. Now, Aaron Rodgers mentioned Zach Kuntz by name as someone who he worked with when he was running the scout team last year after, coming back from the Achilles injury. I don't know. I lean Kenny Yeboah here, though, I think, because of the special teams value. But if they want that athletic freak and potential mismatch in the slot, maybe it is Zach Kuntz. But if I had my guess, I think Kenny Yeboah has a slight edge there. On the offensive line, Jake Hansen was listed as the most likely to make it out of the crop of like Hansen, Newman, Latham, and Glazer. We'll see what the Jets want to do on the interior offensive line. Someone's got to make it of that crop unless they're going to just bring someone back in free agency, but they apparently like Hansen. Again, we'll see, but I'm not entirely impressed with that crop. On the defensive line, names to watch, both UDFAs, Leonard Taylor, Eric Watts. Leonard and Taylor was someone who was listed as a 4th round pick in mock drafts about a year ago. He was a 1st rounder. Jets got him as a UDFA. So there's a lot of hype with him, and people are very excited about his potential. And Watts might be that edge rusher to watch as a replacement for John Franklin Myers after he was traded. At linebacker, if the Jets carry 4, Williams, Mosley, and Sherwood are locks at the top 3 spots, but Chaz Surratt is the next most likely to be the 4th linebacker. Yes, they took Zaire Barnes in the draft last year, but this regime, they love Surratt. Again, he's a special teamer. If you're going to be the 4th linebacker on this team, a team that really only uses 2 linebackers, Sherwood, it comes in sparingly for Williams and Mosley, but both Williams and Mosley play a ton for this Jets linebacking group. So Chaz Surratt probably most likely to make it as that 4th guy. They have Iguaboan as well. Maybe he makes the team. I'm not really too positive that's going to be the case, but if you're asking me today who I think the 4th linebacker is, Chaz Surratt being that guy, not a surprise. And then I guess just the final kind of question for me is who's going to be that 4th safety? Is it Jarek Bernard-Converse? He was really banged up last year. I don't think he really got any action until very late in the year. Or Jalen Key, who was the Mr. Irrelevant pick. Is he going to be the one who makes it? Are they going to move one of their corners to safety? That's something that they often like to do. They draft someone who's more of a corner, but then he gets converted into a safety. We think maybe Quantez Stiggers could be that guy, but Bernard-Converse, Jalen Key, it doesn't leave a whole lot to be desired, in my opinion, but we'll see how both those guys do in camp, and that's a battle to watch. So these were the battles that both Zach Rosenblatt and I thought were interesting to bring up. But if there's anything else, any other battles that you're watching for during OTAs and training camp, drop them in the comments. I'm Matt O'Leary. Make sure to subscribe if you're new, and I'll catch you next time.